All right, so we're going to work on the glass. It's going to be a little give and take. So if you got some different ideas, definitely do or input your personal tastes and touches to it. This will be my take. Let's see what happens. So we've got a glass. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the UCS. So my glass will stand up right away. Make sure I'm in my 3D modeling here. 3D basics, there we go. And I'm going to rotate about the X. Do a 90 degree. So here we are there. And I'm going to click on top to kind of give me a nice straight on view. And let's see, we'll use our line work here. And actually, first thing I'm going to do is I'll put a box. And I'll start at 0, 0. So 0, 0. Hit enter. And this will kind of be my floor. If I shift a little bit, extend it back some, and I'll adjust this at some point in time, but at least I have a reference for my floor. All right, so now I'm going to go back to the top. Oops. Change the arrow here. There we go. All right, now I'm going to use the line. And I'm going to start right about here. Ortho on. Let's see, we want 3 1/4 diameter at the bottom. So that's going to be 1 1/2 plus 1/8. All right, so 1.625. There we go, and we'll go up 4 inches. And I know it said that the top or the bottom rather should be 3 inches, right? So I did that a little bit wrong. That's okay. I'm going to go ahead and grab this line and do a lengthen, and I'm going to switch the overall. So I'm going to hit tab to go down to the other text field, do a 1.5. And I'll grab this guy, grab the stretch, and make sure my O snaps. There we go. Okay. So we've got this part. I'm going to do an offset. All right. So the offset, the book is saying doing a 1/16 on the side. So that's 0.0625. Click and click on the inside. And then on the bottom, hit escape, do offset again. Offset on the bottom is 1/2 inch on the base, so 0.5. There we go. And I'm going to trim some of this out. There we are. I'll add some fillets just to kind of make this, nice and cool looking. I'm going to do a blend. Right, and that's going to give me from 1 to 2. Nice little rounded edge there for a glass. And I'm going to do a fillet. All right, we're in 2D, so I'm not going to do the fillet edge. But I'm going to do a radius of, let's do 0.0625. So let's see what happens here. 1, 2, perfect. All right, so that's going to be my glass that I'm going to revolve around. Now that I have this, let me just work on also the, let's let's see, we'll go to, let's go to hidden lines. That should be fine. We're going to do the liquid. Okay, so with the liquid, I'm going to offset all of this. And let's see, we're going to offset, let's do 0.0625. All right, we'll keep everything kind of generic here. And we'll go 1, 2, all right, can't find that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to join. All right, undo that. Join this together. There we go. Now we can offset 0.0625. There we go. And I'm going to put this on a different layer just so that it's easily to distinguish. Okay. And let's see, what if I'm going to do another line going across here. And turn my, actually, you know what? I'm going to change that to a spline, make it a little bit more fluid. All right, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about here. Turn my ortho off. Whoops. Don't hit escape after that. Enter. There we go. And now go back to my line tool. And this one is going to be straight up. And trim that. Walk this one back. Okay, so we've got the liquid portion. I'm going to go back to object and just finish off the line over here. Then join everything together, right? So everything that's blue. Make sure I don't forget about the top here. And that should all be 1. Looks like that worked. Perfect. And let's do the same thing. Okay, hit enter. Make sure that that's all one polyline. There it is. Perfect. All right, so first thing we're going to do is revolve that liquid. And this is the axis. Try that. Revolve. Hit enter. Okay, right now I'm not sure why it's giving me a tangent, but I'm able to revolve. All right, so something weird is going on. Let's try from the other side. So, 1, 2, there we go. Unable to revolve. Okay, should be on one side of the axis. So I'm just going to double check, make sure that this is on the axis, which it looks like it is. So I'm going to keep on trying, and maybe I can find a midpoint or. Well, I'm going to explode. Let's see if that'll work. Okay. Turn that off. And we'll draw another. And that should be the hidden line. Join again. Okay, that looks good. Let's try again. Revolve. Revolving that guy. Hit enter. So I'm getting strange readings. I'm not exactly sure why. Let's see. Let's hover over. What does it say? Spline. Okay, so that might be the reason why here. So splines act a little bit differently. Probably because I put this spline in here. So let's try this again. I'm going to explode it. Let's get rid of that spline. And let's see, we'll put in a polyline. Turn my ortho off just so I can have a little bit of nuance in there. Actually, I'm going to drop this down a little bit. Whoops. I want to go in the other way. Sorry about that. So let's have it drop down some. Then I'll have it meet. And let's see if we can blend this at all. So I'm just going to do a fillet. Let's do 0.125. See what happens here. It's in there. It's in there a little bit. Okay, so now let's try joining all of this. There we go. Okay, still says it's a spline, but I'm going to try revolving it anyhow. Alright, that one's being finicky. Let's see. I'm going to take a look at my poly edit settings. Doesn't like that. Let's see. P edit. Let's say yes. Enter. And I'm going to hit enter again. So now, 3D polyline. Let's see if that makes a difference here. Revolve. There we go. So I want to do 360. That looks good. And we'll do the same thing. Actually, I'm going to put this on a different layer just so it stands out again. There we go. And revolve. What are we revolving? We're revolving the glass. Try that again. I'm having issues somehow for some reason. I don't like that tangent. Let's try to snap directly to an endpoint here. This is saying spline as well. So, you know what? I'm going to do the p-edit. Turn it into one. Yes, hit enter. Precision 10, that's fine. And hit enter again. Still unable to revolve. Let me try to pick better options here. 1, 2. Okay, so do 360. There we go. That's that. I got my liquid inside. That took a while. That should not have taken a while. But something in my settings was changing my join edits into splines rather than polylines. So that must have been a setting thing. I'm going to grab that, use the press pull. And kind of make my background here. The bigger your floor, the more space you have to kind of zoom in and do camera angles and whatnot. So, you know, make sure that you take advantage of that. All right, and let's see, I'm going to do another box here on the back side. Just a little bit, and I'll do my press pull again, just because I didn't go far enough. There we go. And that goes up. Okay, now we start adding materials. So I'm going to go inside. And for materials, we want to jump over to the 3D modeling. It'll be a little bit easier. Go to the Visualize tab and Material Browser. And let's look for liquids. So let's do water bubbles. So click on water bubbles, drag it over. That should be the water bubbles, and then we're looking for glass. And let's see, glass will do. Do clear white. Okay. And we'll look for something to add for the floor. All right, so maybe we can do wood. Wood's got nice texture. Do an amaretto beechwood. I'll try that. And all right, so I'm not seeing any of those things pop up. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change over from conceptual to realistic. There we go. That'll give me more of a sense of what my objects are going to look like a little bit. So don't forget that. One more material for that background. And let's see. Well, let's just see what we got here. We've got what do they have under concrete? So square panels. Let's try that. There we go. All right, cool. So I've got my my beginning started here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find somewhat of an angle. Maybe something like that. And I'm going to zoom in. Right, I want to zoom way, way in. I think that looks good. So looking at my screen, what I'm trying to find is You know, no empty spaces, no black spaces. The scene is really what it is. So I'm going to go to this render to size. You know, change my output here to a 920 by 1080, and medium. Let's yeah, we can do medium. That's fine. So click the little render, and let's see what comes up. Okay, it's still going ahead on the bottom. But that's not too bad. That actually looks pretty cool. Let it complete its rendering. I have a little bit of room to kind of zoom in, to kind of focus more on that glass. I think I might want to add a light up on top so that it shows up a little bit better. All right, so now it's at 100%. This is what my rendering looks like. I mean, the rendering looks pretty good. The bubbles in the water, it's okay. All right, so let's zoom out of this, and let's see, we're going to create a light. We'll do a point light, and turn off the default lighting is recommended. So we'll do that. And this is where things get a little bit tricky because, again, in a single 3D space, it's really hard to find and place that light because it's not what you think it is. So I'm just going to left click and hit exit. So luckily we were kind of in the area, so I'm going to left click that, and I'm just going to make some adjustments in terms of its location. That is really bright. Move it up some. Move it over. Actually, I'll keep it on the right side, left side of it rather. Maybe pull it back a little bit more. And this is just a guessing game, so I'm kind of looking at the lighting scheme, seeing what it's actually doing. It might wash out my my brick, but only one way to find out. Right? So I'm going to zoom in. And let's do a quick render. Yeah, so it's washing out the background, so I'm not even going to finish this. I'm going to go ahead and just exit out of that. I'm not liking the bubbles. And so what I might do is I might go into my material browser. And let's take a look at the liquids again. Let's see. Yeah, water bubbles I wasn't a big fan of. Let's try maybe the tropical blue. So in order to get that, I need to turn over because if I try to go through the glass, I'm going to change the glass. And I don't want to do that. So tropical blue. Let's see how that works out. And again, I want to maybe do something with the light or the lighting. So try to click on the light. There we go. Actually, I'm going to right click and oops, try to find the properties for that light. Let's see. And where's my properties bar? Where'd that go? Turn this over so I know I'm not hitting the wall. Looks like I keep on hitting the there we go, properties. All right, so we've got properties of the light. We've got a filter color intensity factor of 1. All right, so maybe that's what I need to change. So I'm going to change the intensity to a 0.5. And it works a little bit better. I can also move it, right? But let's see what happens here. So zooming in, get my shot. That might be a little too close, but let's find out what happens. All right, that looks a lot better. Zoom in on this bit. Let it finish its rendering. Right, renders typically work better when you zoom in really close, really tight, as opposed to far away, where it looks kind of disjointed from reality. And this is what we look for. We're looking for a scene or an image where around the edges you don't see any black, you don't see any emptiness. You're still seeing portions of what is being rendered. You know, in other words, material. Right, so this is more reality. Think of it as if you were taking a picture of this glass on a table, you would see stuff in the background, right? If you zoom away, I'll just do a quick example. If you zoom away where you see black space, you're disjointed from reality. There's no reality there. If you take a picture, you would never see a picture in this manner, right? And you lose the photorealistic, even though it might look real, you're losing that whole visual image. So don't be afraid to kind of zoom in and, you know, let that work for you, you know, for to your favor. All right, so I like where this is going. I'm going to hit out, and I'm going to change from medium. I'm just going to go to high. So we'll let it do its multiple passes. We'll let it render at a high setting, which is probably the base that I would, you know, that I would consider saving things down into for good resolution. And just sit back and let it do its thing. Let's fast forward to the end here. It's taken about 8.5 minutes. There it is, 100%. That is a high quality render. Last but not least, we want to make sure that we save this. So I'm going to hit on the little diskette. And as far as the different you know, options, JPEG or PNG, those are kind of two of my favorites. We'll do that. And let's see, CAD 110 class, and I'm going to call this water glass. Quality, sure, we want the best. 631 kilobytes, that's good. That's a nice small image. And done. And just for fun, I add a little ice cube, so if you're brave enough to try that, go ahead and see if you can add a little ice cube in your rendering. That's it for the glass and water.